This is the Beyond Data Management podcast powered by HS GovTech. Now here's your host, Cameron Garrison.
Well, Nation, if you're watching this, it's not a normal episode, a special release, because there's something exciting that the folks at HS GovTech have been working on that we want to show you here today. For those of you that will be attending Kansas City's AEC, the NEHA 2026 AEC, conferences are tough because there's always more sessions than you can go to. And sometimes it's really hard to keep up if you got like a sheet of paper and you've like taken chicken scratch of where you want to go, and it's just can become a thing. So we're going to do a quick debut of an asset that you can actually access and download now and plan your conference experience in advance a lot better. And joining us to take us through it, the mastermind of all things marketing and trying to make your lives easier every day. No stranger to the show, Adam Smith. Adam, welcome back, man.
Glad to be here and excited to unveil the app.
Yeah, this is fun. So tell us just sort of a quick overview of what this concept is and what we're about to show folks that they will be able to immediately go access, and the link to it will be in the description here of this video.
So it all started just from an idea of, you and I have been to NEHA plenty of times, and it's always chaotic, and there's so many things to do, sessions to attend, places to go eat and drink and have fun. So the concept was, how can we provide a more, organized and pleasant experience for people traveling to a conference, and they can organize their, plan everything ahead of time. So we developed an app that contains all the content schedules and the local flavor of Kansas City all in one app for people to plan their trip.
And it's really exciting. So let's look at it. The bottom line is the HS GovTech Conference Navigator app, right? So let's go ahead and talk folks through what you're seeing. This screen will only appear one time, right? When they first go there, and it's very light on information. It's just your name, your agency, and your email. And we'll watch the little robot fill it in here, and then we can get to the good stuff, Adam, and explain to us what we're looking at. This is AI enabled, right? Now you're going to see this here in a second. It's actually only trained on the conference stuff, and it's really exciting. So take it away, Adam.
Yeah, so your point, it's self-contained, so it's secure. Obviously contains all the session information, the location, the number of credits, the date and timestamps, all that sort of stuff. So you can go in, you can organize it or search by day and add the stuff to your schedule that you want to do. So that's what it's showing right now, is clicking through some of the days, and it'll probably scroll down here in a minute. So you can see the number of sessions, the number of credits, and then a detailed list highlighting, the name of the session, the number of credits, and you can add stuff to your dashboard.
Yeah, and so here we're scrolling through, I think it's Monday. Yeah, Monday's events here. And every single conference is there. As you mentioned, it's got how many credit hours are available for it, and a lot of really good information. I think we're getting ready here in the video that folks see to pick. Hopefully we are getting ready to pick a session. Yep, there we go. Can you see it on your end, Adam?
Oh, I can, yeah. So it's right on the opening keynote, the one that everyone wants to attend.
Yes. And so one of the other features is there's a section for any session you attend. You can take your own private notes, shared with no one, right? And there's no limit to what you can put in that field. And you can email them to yourself or just save them in the app.
Yep, correct.
And a second here, we're going to see that.
And it also will allow the presenters, if they want to share their presentation decks and stuff like that with the attendees afterwards, that can also be hosted in the app.
I love that. That's a great idea, because so many times you're like, man, I wish I could see that deck again. And there's not an easy way. So I've marked, looks like we're marking attending. So you can put them on a watch list, right? Or so it'll remind you may have had an interest in it, or you can say, I'm definitely going, and it puts it on your calendar. Excellent. And I think here, it also does duplicate tracking. I think that's what we're getting ready to see. Talk to us about that a little bit.
Yeah, so to what we said originally, there's so many sessions to attend. Oftentimes they might be occurring at the same time. It will alert you that, so much goodness.
You have a choice to make. And so your options there are, never mind, I want to keep the session I already had. And what does add anyway do? And we're seeing it on the screen there. it puts them both, and I guess it looks like it highlights them in red, right? So it alerts you
Correct.
that you can't be in two places at once.
Yep.
Interesting. And because NEHA does the check-in at some of these sessions for the credit hours, I don't think you can be checked into two places at once either, at least if you want to have credit hours. So these little tiles here give you at a glance, orient you to your day, right?
Correct. Yeah. So it'll filter you down to the number of sessions per day, and you can pop open each one of them, and it'll show you basically what you have on the docket for the day.
And conflicts in red. And ask. The ask button, is that to cue questions you had for the presenter so that you could dialogue or follow up with them if there's no Q&A at the session or it runs short?
Correct.
Very, very cool. And that top search bar is not just a search bar, is it? It's actually tied to a private AI model. Tell us a little bit about what that AI model was trained to do.
Well, I think we're getting a little bit ahead. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to email that schedule to ourselves in case you want that hard copy in your inbox.
I get so excited. I was getting carried away and getting to the AI stuff. So yes, you can send an email for any day and email yourself your agenda so that if you'd rather have it in a nice formatted email, you can access it there. And we are doing this, by the way, on the live app, right? So this is a live app on a real iPhone, not a simulator. And yep, because they're going over to the email. And that is the email that you'll get that actually shows you at a glance what you have scheduled for yourself for the day.
And I believe the app also, if you want to manually email it to yourself, you certainly can, or the app can do that for you prior to the early part of the day, basically.
That is really, really cool. So I think now is the AI dashboard, right? The AI part of it. Talk about what it's trained on and what it's capable of doing for you.
Well, right now it's still showing some of the other sessions, but eventually we'll scroll all the way up to the top and talk over it a little bit. But yeah, so if you're maybe I'm a septic inspector or something like that. Oh, here we go. So I'm a probably food inspector would be my assumption. Is going to type in there. So it'll curate the information you're putting in and then filter down and give you a recommended path. Here's the sessions that I recommend you attend, and then it'll give you links to them.
That is really cool because you can actually, instead of having to scroll through, and there it is, it gives you a path, a recommended path based on who you are and what you do. Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, and something that we'll be working on is in this bulleted list. If you scroll further down, which I believe it'll show in the recording, but the sessions are down there. What we're going to do is add some shortcut buttons right there so that it's above the fold, to use an old printing term, so that you can just click right there and just add it.
That is really cool. And it shows at the bottom, it's showing its session, its homework too, right? Showing its work. It says it's from the session schedule. So the AI is not trained on anything from the wild web. It's just actual session data. And as we'll see here in a few minutes, actually some Kansas City related data too, right?
Correct.
Very, very cool. All right. Oh, the fun, the trivia. So I will say for the app, so for this to be screen shared like this for broadcast, there is actually a menu button at the bottom. And again, in the description of this episode, you can see the link and you can go to it and set the app up, and you can plan. If you're a planner, this is a dream come true, right? Because because you don't have to just show up and wing it. You actually can know before you get on a plane what you're doing every day. Very good.
Absolutely.
So the trivia, set this up for us, and then we'll show folks the trivia game.
So, everyone loves a good trivia game, especially the folks at NEHA. So we have two baked in trivia games that anyone who's downloaded the app can take. It'll step through, some of the questions, hints and so forth. But the ultimate goal is just to have some fun in the app while you're there, test your knowledge. And then, internally at HS, we pressure tested the questions in there with our in-house folk to make sure that the content is actually accurate and we didn't just guess. So it's all in there. And then the winners of the trivia games that can actually come to the HS GovTech booth and redeem a prize.
That is really cool. So you remember the Duke's beam, roll that beautiful beam footage, and there we go. The app footage is here. So there's two categories, right? Looks like food and pools, and you can choose which path you want to play. And let's see how we do. We're actually, I think, going to go through the quiz here and hopefully not lie to the fact There we go. Yeah, hand washing sink's not the right answer. It will take you through 12 questions. It is randomized. You will not get the same board twice. Like if you play it 8, 9, 10 times to try to better your score, it's not a hack to cheat from your memory.
For those with photographic memories, though, they might remember some of these questions and
that's a fair point. And there's a hint. So we used a hint on the last one, and it's very similar, I guess, to compare it to like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, right? Where you're like eliminates one of the wrong answers and garnish temperatures. Who took this quiz? A hand washing sink in a food prep area should be used for what purpose? I think.
Dumping mop water. That would probably been my guess.
If you want a violation, that is the thing to do. A hot dish machine should have what available for the inspector to verify scented detergent label. Come on, man. When must a food employee wash their hands? Oh, the manager asks.
Whenever their manager asks.
You should do that too, by the way. But also, there's a whole bunch of rules with it. Let's see. I've got 2 hints left. I used one, so it takes away one of the wrong answers, which improve your odds, I think, by 25%. Still missed it. But this will be a lot of fun for folks because, as you'll see when we get to the end here, there's sort of bragging rights that are going to be attached to this. Yeah. And I'm about to use, I think, my last hint here. A delivery truck parking nearby. Actually, not part of the food code, believe it or not. And by the way, this is based on FDA 2022 because I know we're going to get that question a lot, right? So FDA 2022, and if there's a weird change between 17 and 22, hey, don't argue with us. Take it up with the FDA. And I think we're down to the last question.
Yep,
what practice is generally prohibited with ready-to-eat food? Of course, bare hand contact. But Adam, tell us what's happening here with the leaderboard and everything.
Yeah, so it's going to show the top 10 test takers and their score. So obviously, everyone wants to be at the top. It looks like Cameron Garrison has taken this quiz quite a few times, but we also see some of our local talent. Caitlin has been in there taking the quiz as well. So bragging rights, who doesn't want to be at the top of the board, and then every rank based on the number of answers you get right gets a title. So Code Cadet is we all know this was Cameron taking this quiz, so Cameron is the Code Cadet.
Sounds right.
Yep.
But 4 of 12, this is going to be a lot of fun. People can razz each other. Hey, why'd you get 4 wrong? And I just calculated that on my phone calculator. I got a 91.6% with 11 out of 12. So take that, Caitlin Gappa. You might have actually done it in the field, but I'm a test taker. So this will be a lot of fun. You guys, I think we'll have fun with it. And Adam, I believe for people that get 12 out of 12, they'll be directed to the HS GovTech booth for a special little extra prize, right? So if you are the top of the heap, you'll get an extra prize. Just check in at the GovTech booth, and they'll see that what your score was, and they will hand you an extra prize that's not, one of the pens or, the normal stuff that everybody picks up.
Something a little better than a sticker, right?
Yes. Now, I love this next section, Adam, because one of the things, so we talked about this actually when we did an hour and a half together recently, travel. And when you travel, oh my gosh, it is just like, I don't know about you, but I have so many razors in a drawer. I have a lot of duplicates because I'll forget and leave it out of my bag. And I now just come to operate under the theory I'll buy it when I get there. And but the problem is sometimes it's hard to know where to go. So explain the fun in KC section.
So basically what we did a cross-section analysis of pretty much anything within a reasonable walking distance of the venue, and then sourced that data into the app so you can organize by category. So for what you were looking for, you might be looking for like a Walgreens or a Walmart or something like that to get a new razor. You can drill down right into that section. It'll curate the information for you, tell you where it is.
And it gives you the distance, 11-minute walk, half a mile. And there's some extra embedded tech in here, isn't there, with the View Map, Walk, and Rideshare?
There is. Oh, yeah. So if we click that walk button, it'll automatically open up, your preferred navigation app of choice. I think for you, it's using, I think it looks like Google Maps, I believe.
Yeah, it's launched Google Maps and actually shows where we're sitting at the studio.
It does. But it's probably going to show a hefty walk.
Wow. I could be a Subway spokesperson. I'd be so thin after that.
When I was testing this earlier, I'm in Dayton, Ohio. So I'm 12 days from Kansas City. So I'll beat you there. by 2 days.
You really would, unless it's like the tortoise and the hare, and you think you've got an advantage, and I'll pass you in some holler in Kentucky in the middle of the night. This is really great, Adam, because I can go in, I can say, hey, where can I get barbecue, which Kansas City's kind of known for. Coffee, also a tough thing when you travel. It's like, all right, where's the nearest caffeine fix? And I think it's going to show us here in a second.
You can also, you can just view in the map. You can also view, the actual venue, learn more about it.
So I can look at their reviews and see if they, what's going on. I can even order ahead, all from one interface out of the Navigator app. That's awesome. And then maybe tell us a little bit about the rideshare functionality that is embedded here as well.
Sure. So as you can see here, it's looking at the nightlife. So anything, after hours, looking for that little speakeasy, someplace that might not be inherently safe to just walk to. It prompts you. You might want to consider rideshare. If you click that, it'll give you options for either Uber or Lyft, whatever your choice is. And then
that's going to be an expensive Uber ride for me.
It probably will be.
And it says I have to rent a car because no one is going to accept that ride. So if you're in Kansas City, though, I noticed it brought in Casual Animal Brewing, so you don't have to even set up the ride, and it'll just pass the parameters to Uber or Lyft, and then you're good to go. You just hit order.
Correct.
And I love it, too. It looks like if it's a nightlife or a late place, there's a badge that says you may want to consider rideshare. Is that a safety thing?
It is a safety thing, just so, for people to be safe out there, because you and I, how many times has it been? Well, we're not going to talk about how late it's been, but we're walking to a restaurant or to a bar or something like that after hours, and it might be a little sketchy. So try to be safe out there.
That's really smart. Pay attention to that recommendation badge because it's taken a lot of data into account to make that recommendation. Alcohol and walking through maybe like a dark alley is not always the best mixture of for your safety. So I really love this next one. This whole channel and podcast was to kind of create a community water cooler, right? An ability for the community to hear each other's stories, hear from each other, and talk. I love this because this function is, I'm calling it Reddit for EH at the conference, so to speak, right? Tell us a little bit about this, because this is really fun.
That's really what it is. We're just the ability to post about what you're seeing and encountering at the conference. So Kansas City is the capital of fountains or pants on a balcony, depending on what might be the case. But you can post funny information you might find, or some funny story, or if you see a picture of something that this looks like a violation of something, pond scum in a public pool or a public fountain in Kansas City, by all means, load it up and let's start talking about it.
Any skid marks inside. Well done, Cameron G. And we have categories that are just for that, right? So we have out and about in Kansas City, you can take a picture of a great steak you had, something crazy, somebody like panhandling aggressively, whatever you want that just kind of lifts the spirits, and everybody can kind of come up with their best one-liner for. But then there's serious topics in there too, like I'm struggling, problems that you have. Or maybe you want to connect and meet somebody in at the conference for a cup of coffee and pick their brain. So unique problems, meet new friends in EH Friends, images of Kansas City. There's where you put your fountains. And then find the violation. You can upload the craziest picture you've ever taken on an inspection and share it with people that will appreciate it. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that weed killer is probably not food safe.
No, probably not.
I'm really excited about this, and I know there's some other thoughts on the board for how to extend this more broadly in the future, so folks stay tuned for that. But if you open the app now, you don't have to wait until the conference to start posting. You can go ahead and start connecting with people, putting up funny pictures, and starting the dialogue going into Kansas City. So again, the link is in the description. And feel free to start stocking this up or making some connections with folks. You'll notice there when you make a post, it asks you, do you want to be emailable or messageable from your post? And you'll see here I said yes on this one. And so if somebody wanted to message me and rib me a little bit, they could do that as well.
Correct. And it's like any other social media platform. You can comment on in threads of someone's funny picture or something like that just to keep the conversation going.
And everybody's favorite part here next, the drink. Everybody loves getting the free drink ticket at the HS booth. Tell everybody how we're doing it this year, integrating it to the app, making it a little more orderly.
Correct. So if you're able to download the app ahead of time and you claim your QR code, so it's already claimed here, but there's a button that says, get QR code or get your drink ticket. It'll generate a unique QR code unique to you. And then all you need to do is stop by the booth, verify with an HS staff member. I've already claimed it. They're going to hand you the drink ticket and off you go to the bar to enjoy your libations.
That is excellent. So I believe for those of you folks who watched all the way through this little demonstration of this, first of all, Adam, well done. You guys outdid yourself on this. But secondly, I believe it's the first 25 people that go into the app will get earmarked for a additional prize that you can come to the booth when you're in Kansas City there Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and actually get an extra prize for being an early person to set the app up, right?
Correct. Yeah. HS staff members will be alerted to, here's people to be on the lookout for. So if you happen to stop by, someone might just hand you a prize at random.
So Adam,
or seemingly at random.
It'll be in the description, but what's the URL that people watching can go ahead and go to and play with this themselves and go ahead and start planning their AEC experience in Kansas City?
NEHA.conferenceguide.ai.
NEHA.conferenceguide.ai. Something tells me with the conferenceguide.ai that this may, in the future, become an asset that other conferences in the space can use if they don't have an app or if they would like to provide this to their participants. This is I smell more coming.
Oh, absolutely. And because it's self-sourced, all the other conferences have to do is provide what relevant information do you want the app trained on? We can spin it up for them.
That is great. Adam, just great job to the whole team. And that's what I love about HS GovTech. Of course, the presenting sponsor of this channel, but is that desire to try to give tools and things to make the folks who do the work every day just a little bit easier and less stressful. We can't get rid of operators that are jerks. We can't get rid of flight delays, but things like this can be meaningful. So sort of in closing, go to neha.conferenceguide.ai. Adam, any other thoughts? Anything else you want to tease for people to when they see the booth on that Sunday night opening session? Anything else you want to leave with people?
Well, one of the main things is we'll have our traditional sales booth like we do every year, but right across the aisle, we'll have our EH Appreciation Lounge. And when I say yours truly, I don't mean me, I mean Cameron. We'll be there doing live recordings of the Beyond Management podcast there. So sign up and you can record there and have your own episode right there on the floor at NEHA.
Looking forward to it and can't wait to see all of you all. We'll see you in the Appreciation Lounge. And how can we forget the podcast? We'll have a mobile studio set up, and we're going to be taking drop-in conversations with people just like we did last year. It's going to be a lot of fun, and look forward to seeing all of you all in Kansas City. And, of course, you too, Adam, and the Famous Stash, live and in person.
It will be there. It will make an appearance.
All righty. Thank you all so much for watching this sort of special preview of this great app. Go to it now, neha.ai, conferenceguide.ai. And you can go ahead and get the app set up, and we'd love to hear your feedback as you get into it. If you have any questions or anything, please feel free to reach out and let us know. For all of us here at the Beyond Data Management Podcast, thank you so much. We will see you in Kansas City in just a couple of weeks.
Bye, everyone.